Federal Trade Commission, along with Illinois and Minnesota, claim Deere prevents farmers from being able to repair their own equipment or use independent shops.
Well, corporate profits are at an all-time high in this country.
A storm is brewing in the farming world, and it's not just about the weather. Happening now, farmers strike after John Deere's CEO's shocking statement. The backbone of American agriculture, the farmers who feed the nation, have had enough. Their fight isn't against nature, droughts, or even economic downturns. It's against a corporate giant that once stood for innovation, but has now turned into a nightmare for the very people who made it successful.
It is a problem that's been plaguing America's farmers. The tractors, planters, and other gear they rely on can sometimes break down, but in many cases, they're not able or even permitted to make repairs.
For years, John Deere was the gold standard in farming equipment, trusted by generations. But today, that trust has been shattered by corporate greed. Farmers are taking to the streets, refusing to accept a system that locks them out of their own tractors, costs them thousands in delay, and punishes those who dare to help. This is more than a protest. It's a revolution. And at the heart of it all is one demand: the right to repair.
But if the software glitches and the equipment shuts down, only a dealer's repairman has the codes to diagnose the problem.
John Deere's name is synonymous with American farming. Founded in 1837 by a blacksmith who created a self-scouring steel plow, the company revolutionized agriculture. Over the decades, it became a trusted brand, providing hardworking farmers with durable, reliable machines that could withstand the test of time. The company's success wasn't just about its equipment, it was about its relationship with farmers. John Deere understood their needs, innovated to make farming easier, and stood by its customers. By the mid-20th century, the brand was a staple in rural communities, with families passing down their green and yellow tractors through generations. John Deere's commitment to excellence made it an industry leader, and by the 2000s, it had become the dominant force in agricultural machinery. Farmers depended on its cutting-edge technology to increase efficiency, boost crop yields, and sustain their livelihoods. But somewhere along the way, something changed.
When you're harvesting, you're driving a tractor like this and it stops, and it takes you 3 days, 5 days, 10 days to get service. What does that mean to a farmer?
Today, John Deere isn't just a farming brand. It's a corporate empire driven by greed. What was once a company built to support farmers has now turned into a profit-hungry machine, squeezing every last dollar out of the very people who made it successful. Instead of valuing farmers as lifelong customers, John Deere sees them as walking wallets, locked into an ecosystem designed to extract as much money as possible. Every decision, from software restrictions to repair monopolies, is carefully calculated to keep farmers dependent on John Deere for even the most basic fixes. This isn't about innovation or quality service. It's about control and corporate greed. By making it impossible for farmers to repair their own equipment, John Deere ensures that every repair, every update, and every diagnostic check funnels money straight into its pockets, at the expense of hardworking men and women who actually feed the nation.
Deere makes claims that you only really have the license to use their software. And for someone to say they own the software pretty much takes away the whole viability of the entire tractor or piece of equipment.
John Deere has implemented a highly restrictive software system in its modern tractors. Unlike older models, which farmers could fix with basic tools and mechanical knowledge, these new machines require John Deere-approved technicians for even the simplest repairs. If a sensor malfunctions, a tractor won't start. If a software update is needed, farmers have no choice but to wait for an official technician. These tractors are electronically locked, meaning a simple fix that could take minutes turns into days of lost productivity while waiting for an expensive service call. In an industry where every second counts, these delays are crippling. A farmer facing bad weather can't afford to sit and wait for a technician to drive hours to a remote field. Crops won't wait, livestock won't wait. But John Deere has rigged the system, ensuring that only they have control over repairs at a premium cost.
Look at the size of this machine. If I had to haul this thing 100 miles every time something went wrong with it, it'd cost a fortune. I mean, just to get it on a truck is $1,000.
Picture this. A farmer is in the middle of harvesting and his tractor suddenly stops working. It's a minor issue, something he could fix himself if given the tools. But he can't. The system is locked. He calls John Deere. They schedule a technician who arrives 3 days later. The bill? Hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, the lost time means rotting crops, lost income, and sheer frustration. This is not an accident, it's a business strategy.
Deere called the lawsuit meritless, saying the complaint is based on flagrant misrepresentations of the facts and fatally flawed legal theories, and it punishes innovation and pro-competitive product design.
It's not just farmers suffering. Mechanics, engineers, and small repair shops are under attack. Independent technicians who dare to help farmers fix their equipment are blacklisted by John Deere. Some have even been sued or lost their jobs simply for offering an alternative. One former John Deere technician who tried to set up his own repair shop was shut down within months. The reason? He didn't have the company's approval. This level of control is unprecedented in farming history, and it's why farmers are fighting back.
We could fix these equipments ourselves.
Before we go on, here's a treat for you. If you're tired of corporations controlling everything, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Now let us move on to how farmers are fighting back.
The lawsuit alleges for decades, Deere has unlawfully limited the ability of farmers and independent repairers to fix Deere equipment, instead forcing farmers to rely on Deere's network of authorized dealers to make necessary repairs.
Farmers are done playing by John Deere's rules. For years, they have been forced to abide by a system designed to keep them dependent, paying for expensive repairs and waiting for authorized technicians while their livelihoods suffer. But now, a growing movement is pushing back. The right to repair movement is gaining momentum, uniting farmers, mechanics, and activists in a fight for fair access to their own equipment. This isn't just about convenience, it's about survival. The ability to repair a broken tractor without corporate interference can mean the difference between a successful harvest and a devastating loss.
John Deere has been a very reluctant participant in the right to repair movement, and now Senator Elizabeth Warren says not only is the tractor giant violating repair rights, it could be violating the Clean Air Act.
If right to repair laws pass, it would mark a historic shift in the farming industry. Farmers would no longer be locked out of their own machinery, unable to fix minor issues without paying a fortune to John Deere. Independent repair shops, once pushed to the sidelines, would be able to compete again, offering affordable and timely solutions instead of the slow, overpriced service monopolized by the corporation. The elimination of unnecessary software locks would restore true ownership. When a farmer buys a tractor, they would actually own it, rather than leasing it under John Deere's restrictive terms. Most importantly, faster and more accessible repairs would prevent crippling financial losses caused by unnecessary downtime, ensuring that farmers can keep their operations running when it matters most.
What is my purpose here? Am I just to be some machine for some corporation to make money off?
The fight is already underway, with states like Nebraska, New York, and Colorado leading the charge in introducing right-to-repair legislation. As more states push for these laws, the pressure is mounting on John Deere to change its anti-farmer policies or risk losing the trust of the very people who built its legacy. This battle between farmers and corporate giants is far from over, but one thing is clear: farmers are no longer staying silent. The recent strikes and protests are just the beginning of a larger movement, one that demands fairness, freedom, and the right to repair. John Deere built its empire on the backs of hardworking farmers. Now, those same farmers are standing up and demanding the freedom they deserve. What do you think? Should companies be allowed to lock customers out of their own equipment?